Don't roll the tape yet.
I'd like to start a book club or a reading group.
First, I wanted to rewind the clock.
I seriously think about having sex with you every day.
I thought you said the relationship with Mr. Alexander was very stressful.
Some of the sex wasn't. This is the day. They didn't discuss much. They just argued.
About what?
About whether or not to kill me.
For what reason?
Because I'm a witness.
Breaking news tonight as we barrel toward a new trial for Jodi Arias on life or death. Her defense team files a motion. Are you sitting down? Telling the judge they want to know if any of the new jurors have a Twitter account. We haven't even picked a new jury yet. Well, this as the family of victim Travis Alexander is also speaking out. They've also come out telling Travis's story in a new self-help book that Travis, had been writing since his late 20s before he was brutally murdered by Jodi Arias. In the prologue, the Alexander family talks about numerous hardships they've had to endure, and they say they want the penalty phase to happen right away in the near future. But the defense, well, they're doing everything they can to push Judgment Day back to next year. So we'll try to figure out what it's going to be straight after the Lion's Den. But first, I got to ask you about this breaking news. What the heck? I've never heard of such a thing. Brian Silber, the defense wants to know if the jurors have Twitter accounts. We haven't even picked the jurors. What are they up to?
Well, my guess is that they have some kind of specific concern as it relates to Twitter. But for me, the question that bothers me about it is it's so narrow. Why limit it to Twitter? Why not mention Facebook? Why not find out what news media they've watched, what magazines they subscribe to? Well, obviously, they're looking for people that have had exposure to information that they would consider prejudicial. And that's the ultimate issue that they're getting at.
Okay, Lonnie,
Jodi's own tweets.
Yeah. Look, in the prior case, they had a jury questionnaire, and it probably covered all those usual things that we do, the Facebook, the media, the newspapers, the TV shows. But we know that since then, Jodi herself, through her friend, has a Twitter account. She's been Twittering, so now they need to say, who's been reading Jodi's words for the last however many months? And they're probably just saying, we want to add this question to the jury and the questionnaire that goes to the jurors this time.
John Lieber, what does it say about how this is going to start, how this is going to look, this whole retrial phase?
Well, I was just
going to ask if they've read your book, Jane, because it shocked me that there was something new on this case. I thought we knew everything, but I'm reading your book. There's a lot of new stuff in there, so that's what they should ask these people. Have they read your book?
You know, quite frankly, Jane, Jodi's tweets are prejudicial because they continue to show no remorse at all. They continue to show what a lying, manipulative woman she is. And so I'm sure the defense is worried about any potential jurors reading her tweets.
And speaking of my book, I'm happy to say
she actually is the source?
My new book, Expose the Secret Life of Jodi Arias, has now hit the Amazon Top 10 bestseller list. Well, criminal trials are one of the very few venues in our culture where we really get to see what happens behind closed doors. And so often people present masks to the world. They present as one thing, and indeed their lives in private are quite different, or if not 180 degrees different. So for us to be able to get inside this case and really study the sexual relationship between these two, to the point where we're hearing sex tapes and we're seeing triple X-rated chats, we're not getting the whole picture from those because Jodi manipulated all that information, but we are getting to look at what people never see. I mean, we're seeing in this case what people don't tell their psychiatrists or their lovers or their fathers or their mothers or their sisters. We're getting to see reality in all of its scariness.